this video, I will introduce Storify. Storify is a web-based tool that you can use to promote writing, research, and collaboration in your classes. To use it, you and your students, anyone who wants to edit a story, will need to create a free account. You can work with Storify in a number of ways. First, you could ask each of your students to create their own stories and share the link with you. In those cases, they'll have their own account and only they can log into and edit their story. It's like a blog. Or, option two, you can create an account for the entire class and share it with everyone, and then everyone can collaborate on the same story, and everyone can edit it. Or, as a third option, you can have an account that's just for you, that only you have the login for, and you will manage the story for the class. In other words, you would have to manage the information that they send to you. And I'll show you how they would send it to you. This is an example of a very simple, very plain story in Storify. They can be way more exciting than this one, but this is the basics. You can see where it has a name and a little description of it, and then web sources, anything that is on the internet, you can link into your story, and student comments, summaries, annotations, whatever. Okay, so let's look at how this works. Once you're logged into your account, your screen would look like this. You can see all the stories that you've previously created, or you can create a new one. Let's go ahead and create a new one. To do that, you click on New Story in the top right, and you're asked to enter a headline. You can also enter a description. And then you're ready to go. This is your work area. If you click anywhere in the work area, you'll have the opportunity to enter text. Over here is where you look for information to include in your story. The point of Storify is that it is a web curation tool. So in other words, you can have your students look for information on the web, do research, and then put it all in a story and annotate it in some way to show a portfolio of learning related to your class. So in other words, I might be talking about critical thinking in my information and communications and technology class. So I will have my students look for articles or research or any sort of web-based information about critical thinking and create a link to what they've read here, and I might ask them to analyze it, type in some text in their own words that ask them to analyze it or summarize it or whatever it is that I want them to do. So how does that work? The easiest and most commonly used tool is the Embed a URL tool. If I click on the Embed the URL tool and put in a URL that I've already found, when I put it in and click search, it'll show me the article right down here, and you'll notice how my cursor turns into crosshairs. I can drag that over to my story, and then I can click here and put in some summary or analysis of the article. And if I'd prefer to have that above the article, then I can just grab over here and drag anything around as I want to. If I want pictures, as long as I have the URL of the picture and I can put it here, then I can put a picture in there. If your students find a YouTube video that would be useful, then you can put in a link to a YouTube video right here. And when you drag that over to your story, then the video itself will be displayed. And again, you can just drag and drop and put that anywhere that you want it. And if you want to put text underneath it to talk about it, you just click underneath it and you can enter a description of the video. And you can get content from lots of different places like Instagram or Facebook. And you can see in this way, students can either collaborate if they have the same login, or they can work on an individual story that is their own research. Now, how would this best work if you were trying to curate the information that they send you for your class yourself? In other words, you're the only one that has the login. The way that I've seen many professors do this is they use this Twitter link. They have the students tweet to them articles or just comments in a tweet, and they require the students to use a particular hashtag. Like, for example, hashtag your class name. So it might be something like hashtag SPA 125 if you're teaching Spanish 125. And then what you do is you click on the Twitter link and you search for hashtag SPA 125. Now, obviously, when I search for that, I'm not going to find anything because I haven't asked any students to send me anything using that hashtag. But if you had, then all of the tweets that they sent would be listed right down here, and you could choose the ones that you wanted to use and drag them over there. So that is how you can create a story full of research and other useful information for one of your classes.